National Historical Institute, 1997. Documents of the 1898 Declaration of Philippine Independence, the Malolos Constitution, and the First Philippine Republic. Background of the author. Ambrosio Rianzares Bautista is the author of the proclamation. He studied law at the University of Santo Tomas and earned his degree in 1865 at the age of 35 years old. He was a lawyer and the first advisor of Emilio Aguinaldo in 1898, elected President of Revolutionary Congress, Interlock on July 14, 1899, then was later appointed Judge of the Court of First Instance of Pangasinan. Ambrosio Rianzares Bautista became a member of La Liga Filipina, Cuerpo de Compromisarios, and La Propaganda. He was also present during that time when the proclamation was being contemplated, and contrary to the common belief, it was him who waved the Philippine flag before the jubilant crowd on June 12, 1898. He also wrote the Act on the Declaration of Independence during the time when there was still fighting between the Filipinos and Spaniards in various places, and the Act was written to encourage, motivate more Filipino people to fight against the Spaniards, to proclaim the freedom, independence, and sovereignty of the Philippines. Historical background of the document. The document tackled about the Spanish era. During 1896, the Philippine Revolution began. The Filipinos fought hard for their freedom after being under the rule of Spain for a long period of time, experiencing a lot of inequalities, such as arbitrary arrests and abuses of the civil guards, trial without hearing, unjust deportations of illustrious Filipinos. People are tired of bearing the ominous joke of Spanish domination. On that time, the Spanish-American War began. The Americans formed an alliance with the Filipino rebels in order to fight the Spaniards. Result of U.S. intervention in Cuban War of Independence, U.S. attacked Spain's Pacific possession, which led to the involvement in the Philippine Revolution. Commodore George Dewey, aboard the USS Olympia, sailed from Hong Kong to Manila Bay and led the Asiatic Squadron of U.S. Navy. And then, the Battle of Manila Bay started. Emilio Aguinaldo decided to return to the Philippines and help Americans defeat Spaniards.
How were the Filipinos and the Philippines portrayed in the document, and why do you think so? The Filipino rebels were portrayed as brave warriors because they were the ones that orchestrated the independence of the Philippines. Important terms or concepts and their meanings in relation to the content of the document. Dictatorial government. A dictatorship is a government or a social situation where one person makes all the rules and decisions without input from anyone else. Dictatorship implies absolute power, where one person takes control of a political situation. On May 24, 1898, Aguinaldo issued a decree formally establishing the dictatorial government, which nullified the orders issued under the authority of the Biak na Bato Republic. Revolutionary government. A revolutionary republic is a form of government whose main tenets are popular sovereignty, rule of law, and representative democracy. Aguinaldo decided to establish a Filipino government in the wake of his military victories. He had a draft plan prepared by Mariano Ponce for the establishment of a revolutionary government. Came after 1 month of dictatorial government through decree on June 23, 1898. The revolutionary government was formed where 4 departments were created. Department of Foreign Affairs, Navy and Commerce, Department of War and Public Works, Department of Police and Internal Order, Justice, Education and Hygiene, Department of Finance, Agriculture and Manufacturing Industry. The Malolos Constitution created a Filipino state whose government was popular, representative, and responsible, specifically provided for safeguards against abuses in individual rights, not only of the Filipinos but also the aliens. Misconceptions in the Philippine history. Emilio Aguinaldo was the one who wrote the Declaration of Independence and waved the flag of the Philippines during the proclamation of independence in Cavite, where in fact it was Ambrosio Rianzares Bautista. Relevance of the document in reconstructing the past of the Philippines and its people. The document is relevant because it was a major step in creating the Filipino identity. It was the very first and solid proof of the struggle of the Filipinos for independence. It serves as a culmination of our existence as a nation and a state. It marks the start and beginning where Filipinos had these constitutional rights. The Philippines was proclaimed independent after decades of being a colony. It provided facts for Filipinos in the present to further value and understand the struggles and inequalities our ancestors had to face just to gain the freedom we are experiencing. The significance of the document pertaining to geography. Cavite is considered as a historical place because it is where the independence happened. The significance of the document pertaining to the Filipino youth. The Declaration served as a turning point for the Filipinos because it became a symbol of unity, bravery, and determination to fight for our freedom under the rule of Spain. The significance of the document pertaining to politics. Philippines is the first ever in Asia where the institution was converted into a democratic type of government. And the significance of the document pertaining to religion. During the Spanish colonization, the Philippines was converted into a Christian country, the only Christian country in Asia, and even though up in the arms against Catholic Spain, Filipinos were not anti-Catholic but merely anti-clerical.